Hey, Journey North. Mark Burel, just wanted to say thanks so much for being flexible with the leadership training we had planned for last night. Really, we do the best we can in anticipating these kinds of weather events. And I think we made a good decision when we made it about canceling. I'm glad that you were willing to be flexible with us. But I wanted to get something out to you because together we've been going through this book by John Maxwell about developing the leader within you. This has been a very powerful book for us as a team to learn some very integral elements about leadership. Whenever we're leading a team or a group of people, how we lead really matters supremely. And we want to up our game this year as it relates to our leadership. And so as we've been looking at this as a staff and as volunteers, I think we're all experiencing a little bit of awe at some of the learning that we've seen, and hopefully you'll be able to unpack this with some of the other teammates. Sorry we weren't able to do that last night. But in the chapters 4, 5, and 6, what we were looking at this quarter, we discovered really what does it mean to create positive change. We took a look at chapter 5 in problem solving, and in chapter 6 really looking at attitude. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about with us as a group last night was what I, as the lead pastor here, really value in both teammates and as staff, governing people, and key volunteers. What am I looking for? And I'm hoping that as you see some of the things that I'm looking for, you'll go, yeah, you know what, I really do want to create that in my own life. But you probably heard the expression, man, that's just cash, or that's money in the bank. Well, I took the acronym CASH, and what I've done is I've kind of underscored some of the characteristics that I most want to see in you and in us together as leaders and volunteers here at the Journey North. So the first one is the letter C, and it's the word character. Character is really about what no one else sees, or what you are when no one else is looking. And I think that having great character is something that's hard to teach. And I think that it really comes down to a transformed heart, whether or not God is allowing us to really be made more into the likeness of His Son, Jesus. And what I'm hoping is that in each of us, that God is developing our character and creating in us great character. Character is one of the things that I think is probably the most significant piece when it's missing from someone's life. And so my hope is that we would all be really trying to allow God to form our character and become more like Him. And that's a huge value. The second one is really what chapter 6 dealt with, and that's the issue of attitude. Attitude is, again, one of those value sets that's so important. If we don't have a great attitude, it affects everything. And so what I'm hoping is that as you're reading chapter 6 in particular, you'll be evaluating what's your attitude really like. Here's the truth, is that as it relates to losing jobs in the real world, these are the things that most people get fired over. Same within the church world. If you're let go from a ministry area, it's probably because of a character issue or an attitude issue. These are the two that matter the most in the world, matters the most to God, matters the most to me. So developing our character, forming our attitude is hugely, hugely important. The third one is important, but not nearly on the same scale. It has to do with skills. Do we have the ability to get done the job that we've been asked to do? In a very real way, as you're leading your teams, if you got the person with great character and the right attitude, you can almost always teach them the skills. And if we aren't having teams with the right set of skills, that really reflects on us as the leaders of these teams, because most people are wanting to do a good job and they're willing to learn the skills necessary to do the good job. And so if we have the right character, we have the right attitude with the people that we've recruited, then what we need to do is train them to the skills. The H in CASH, what I want you to think about is the habits that are formed in people's lives. See, the habits that we have are oftentimes revealed in our behavior when we're under stress. What do we do when we're under stress as it relates to managing? And those things sometimes form in different kinds of elements, maybe too much television watching, too much junk food eating, too much drinking, different habits that we might revert back to. But if we put those things together and say, as a leadership team, we're going to be supremely concerned with our character, with our attitude, then look at developing good skills and creating environments where our habits aren't unhealthy, we will wind up creating a movement of leaders in our church that can really make a huge difference in this world. So these are the 4 things that I want us to be focusing on and thinking about, in particular, as you're thinking about developing your teams and becoming the great kind of leaders that God has meant for you to be. Hopefully you'll be with us next time when we meet in May, and we'll get this little worksheet out to you with this video. Take a look at it, answer the questions, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye.